Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. I'm Dr. Deepali Shirgave, today's resource person. First of all, I'm very grateful to Team IIU and Piyush Pandit sir for giving me opportunity as a resource person to present today's session. Before beginning the session, I would like to introduce IIU. What is IIU? Introduction I would like to give. International Internship University is a leading virtual education system and global branding and well reputed in delivering innovative programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training programs, and it is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. In a short span of time, IIU has spread its wing in 195 countries and 6 continents. Under the strong leadership of the visionary founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit sir, a committed and inspiring social activist, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds. Now, we will like to start today's session, joyful learning. So first of all, I would like to tell you what is joyful learning. And before beginning this session, I would like to say one famous quote: "The love of learning is the sequestered pleasure of the mind." Joyful learning is a type of learning that is fun, engaging, and meaningful, and that promotes positive attitudes towards the learning. We have seen if the children are joyful in the school, they will learn very fast. So it involves creating learning environment that encourages students to be curious, to explore new ideas, and to take risks. And all of us, we know what is joyful learning. One Chinese famous proverb is there: "Tell me, I will forget. Show me, and I will remember. Involve me, I will understand." So same situation, it is going to happen in the class. If we'll involve the children, they will be engaged and they will be happy. So joyful learning is important in the educational context because it has been shown to increase students' engagement, retention, and motivation. And we have observed many teachers, those who are educated, they must be knowing when students are engaged and motivated, they are more likely to participate in the learning process, which can lead improved academic performance. Additionally, they are very happy. And this joyful learning can help students to develop their critical thinking skills, their problem solving skills, and innovative ideas. They will get more innovative ideas if the students are joyful in the classroom. And it can also promote creativity, collaboration among the students, which can help to prepare the students for the success of 24th century skills. Furthermore, I would like to add few more points about the joyful learning. So joyful learning means it is a pursuit of happiness. This joyful learning can help to reduce stress, anxiety, what we can say, nervousness in the students, as it creates a positive and supportive learning environment that promotes students' well-being. And the students who are less stressed and more engaged in the learning are more likely to develop a lifelong love of learning. Means they will be happy. Every day they will be happy to come to school if the teacher or a school is giving a joyful learning. And this joyful learning, which can lead to continued success in their academic and professional lives. So first of all, we'll see what is joyful learning. So joyful learning means a positive intellectual and emotional state of learners. The state or experience is achieved when an individual or a group is deriving pleasure and sense satisfaction from the process of learning. So students here, they are having their positive intellectual and emotional state of learners. So we will see what happens in joyful learning. There are the few stages in the joyful learning. We are going to see one by one. Here you can see the diagram, this flowchart: perspective change, improved motivation, engaged learners, authentic learnings, and last one, that is very important, encouraged autonomy and control. So we'll see first perspective change. So how we can change students' perspective. So practicing joyful teaching learning brings change in the perspective from didactic teaching learning approach to constructive approach, from teacher-centered learning to student-oriented. Here in the joyful learning, what teacher has to do? Teacher has to think herself, here we are going to teach the students. Here the students are the center. From passive teachings to the active engagement, and from stand-alone subject to the integrated learning. So all would suffice to ensure actual learning taking place. It associated with the element of joy. So next one, that is the second one we are going to see, that is improved motivation. So as a teacher, as an educator, we have to always motivate our students. So students become self-motivated to explore ideas and concepts and put their best efforts to express their learnings. When they get motivated, they motivated themselves and they can think, yes, I can do it. So this time, joy acts as an intrinsic driving force to direct learning towards meeting object. So third one is the engaged learners. So as a teacher here, as earlier I said, joyful learning is a student-centered. So as an educator, as a teacher, we have to engage our students. When you will engage the students, so here what happens? Learners are actively involved in the learning process. They enjoy their learning, make connections with themselves and the world around them, and construct meaning in their own context. Now, authentic learning. So, joyful learning lessons are built around learning experiences that let learners relate to their local environment and their past knowledge and experience through activities like plays, stories, art, music, drawing, and songs. So here they can do the authentic learning. Last one, that is the encourage autonomy. So joyful learning accelerates self-directed learning. Means here what happens? The self-directed learning ability among learners, as learners, they enjoy the learning and the learning is implied instead of imposed. So we have to encourage the students. And we know the students, when they will happy because learning becomes meaningful, that is joyful learning. Now we'll see role of the teacher in creating joyful learning. So as a teacher, what our role, what we have to do? As earlier I said, in the joyful learning classroom, that is traditional chalk talk methods of teaching are replaced with the experiences that are personalized to needs and interest of the learners, focus towards process more than the product, and value individual expressions and reflections of the learner. So we'll move to this role of teacher. First of all, the role of teacher, what is the important things as an educator or as a teacher we have to do? The role of teacher in creating joyful learning environment, it is very crucial. So teachers are playing very important role for creating an atmosphere that is welcoming the students, positive and conducive to the learning. So here, some strategies that teachers can use to promote a positive relationship between themselves and their students and to create a joyful learning environment. First of all, as a teacher, what we can do, we can build a positive relationship. So one of the most important strategies that teachers can use to build positive relationship with their students. And this can involve getting to know their students on personal level, showing an interest in their lives outside of school and being a supportive and empathetic. So as a teacher, what we have to do, every day we have to do the conversation with the students. We have to create a safe and inclusive environment. Teachers can create a safe and inclusive environment by fostering a culture of respect and tolerance. So encouraging open communication and valuing diversity, that is very important. Next one is the use of humor and storytelling. So third strategy, that is a use of humor and storytelling. What we can do, humor and storytelling can be powerful tools for engaging the students and creating joyful learning environment. Teachers can use humor to break the ice, lighten the mood, and make learning fun. And believe me, when you will tell some funny stories with the students, they will enjoy. They will not get bored. And similarly, the storytelling is very important to engage the children. So storytelling can help the students connect with the material and remember the key concept. That is very important. Students will take interest. If you tell any topic through storytelling, students will take more interest and they will interact with you. Next one is, as a teacher, we have to use some interactive teaching methods. So interacting teaching methods means, which are they? I think most of the teachers, you must be knowing. Interactive teaching methods like group discussion, group projects, hands-on activities are there. And these teaching methods can help students to stay engaged and motivated. Next one, we can provide timely and constructive feedback. So it is very important as a teacher, we have to timely and constructive feedback can help the students to feel valued and specific and constructible and actionable. So here, teachers should provide feedback that is, as I said, specific. It should be a specific, it should be a constructive, and it should be a actionable. And last one, it is very important, encourage students for their creativity and exploration. So teachers can encourage their students' creativity and exploration by providing opportunities for the students. They will pursue their interest and passions, and by allowing them to test, risk, and make mistakes. And last one, again, one more thing here I forgot, that is model positive behavior. So finally, teachers should model positive behavior by demonstrating respect, empathy, then positive behavior, love of learning. As a teacher, when you will give respect to the students, when you show empathy to students, they will love your teaching method, they will engage themselves. So students are more likely to emulate it. So we will see what are the benefits of joyful learning. We have seen earlier few strategies as a teacher which we have used. So now we will see what are the benefits. First of all, joyful learning has many benefits that can enhance the educational experience for the students. So here are some of the key points you can say, or some of the key benefits of joyful learning. First one is the increased engagement. So when learning is fun and enjoyable, students are more likely to be engaged and motivated. So this can lead to their higher levels of participation. So they will give better attendance, they will more active, and they will show their more active involvement in the learning process. Next one is the improved retention. We have seen when students are actively engaged in the learning process, they are more likely to remember and retain the information they have learned. Means they will recall faster. Whatever they have learned, whatever they have, you, as a teacher, you have informed, you have guided them, they will recall fast. So joyful learning can help students to remember key concepts and skills for longer periods of time, because here they have totally involved themselves. That is the main thing. Next one is the greater motivation. So joyful learning can help students to develop a positive attitude towards learning, which can lead to greater motivation and willingness to learn. So this can translate into better academic performance, higher level of achievement, and increased self-confidence. If the children are joyful in the classroom, we can see the very good results. Means, as I said, they will improve their academic performance. So they will get, they will self-motivated and they will increase their self-confidence. Now, we'll see the enhanced creativity. So how this enhanced creativity is going to help the students. So joyful learning can encourage students to think and creativity and explore new ideas. This can help the students to develop their critical thinking skills, their problem solving skills, and they will get more innovative ideas. One more benefit of this joyful learning is students will improve their social skills. So here, joyful learning can provide opportunities for students to interact with each other, collaborate on projects, they can share their ideas, they can do the experiments. This all is going to help them to develop their social skills, such as communication, teamwork, and leadership quality. One more benefit, what we have observed in the school, joyful learning reduced stress. So joyful learning can reduce stress levels for students and teachers alike. When learning is enjoyable, students are less likely to feel anxious or overwhelmed, which can lead to a more positive learning, and it will get more experience to the teacher, and teacher will also happy to take the classes. So as a teacher, what we should do, teacher should strive to create a joyful learning. She has to create an environment that promotes attitude towards learning and fosters a love of learning. So these are the few benefits of joyful learning. Now, I'm going to give you some tips and resources for an educator, what we can do to students to incorporate joyful learning into their daily routines. So what we can do, first of all, we have to create a positive classroom environment. So as a teacher, as an educator, it's our responsibility to encourage positivity in the classroom by setting up a welcoming, supportive and inclusive environment. Use positive language in the classroom. Encourage teamwork and promote kindness and respect. Believe me, teachers, never use any what we called negative words to a child. Always motivate them, always use positive words in the classroom. Next tip is incorporate play and movement. So what here we can do, we can incorporate games, puzzles, and movement activities into your lessons to make learning more engaging and fun. So this engaging of the learner or fun, this can help students to stay focused and they will always motivate. Use of technology. So one more very good tip here I'm going to share. We have to use some technology tools such as educational apps, interactive whiteboards, and online learning platforms to enhance the learning experience and make it more interactive and engage the students. Next one is the incorporate project-based learning. So as a teacher, we have to give students project-based learning. So project-based learning can be effective way to make learning more joyful and engaging. So we have to give such kind of projects to the students where students can work collaboratively on the projects and that are meaningful and relevant to their lives. So we have to give some projects like they have to work with their teammates, they have to think, and they have to solve whatever the projects we have given. They have to try to solve the problem. One more very important tips here is create a culture of curiosity. So this is very important tip. As a teacher, we have to always encourage curiosity and exploration by encouraging students to ask questions. Whenever you are taking the lessons or whenever you are teaching to the students or you are involving the students, do not directly give the answers. Always ask them more questions. Let them think. Let them give their opinion. Let them investigate and learn from their mistakes. So here, as a teacher, it is a very important, you have to motivate your students to give the answers. Let them give wrong answers, but let them do mistakes. But as a teacher, we have to motivate our students. Next tip is provide choice. So we have to provide choices with our students in their learning, such as choosing their own topics for research. And this can help the students feel more invested in their learning and increase engagement. So give them topics, let them choose themselves. Here we are providing them their own choices. And last one, very important tips, that is celebrate success. So celebrate student successes and accomplishments, no matter how small they may be. It may be, you can tell them we can celebrate in the classroom. It may be small. This celebration, this can help the students to boost students' confidence and motivations. So students will get motivated by themselves. Their confidence level will increase. We can access more online resources also. There are many online resources available for educators and students to help incorporate joyful learning, including into their daily routines. Some resources include in the teaching channel is there, Edutopia is there, and National Education Association. So we can use as a access online resources also. So as an educator, we have to incorporate joyful learning into daily routines. It can be a great way to enhance the educational experience for students and promote a love of learning. And by creating a positive classroom environment using technology, encouraging curiosity and exploration, and celebrating success, educators and students can work together to make a learning a more joyful and engaging experience. These are the crucial terms for joyful learning. Already, I think last time I have taken this 21st century skills session. So these are few 21st century skills: critical thinking, problem solving, creativity and innovation, collaboration, communication, initiative and self-direction, leadership responsibility, flexibility and adaptability. So as a students, they have to engage the 21st century skills. Here, I would like to share few activities that promote joyful learning. So first of all, the first activity is the games. Educational games. Educational games like fun and engaging way to learn new concepts. For example, playing maths games like maths bingo or maths jeopardy. These games can help the students practice math skills while having fun. Similarly, word games, puzzles like Scrabble or Boggle can help the students to improve their vocabulary and spellings. And one more very important, we can take a few puzzle activity in the classrooms. Puzzles can help to develop their problem solvings and critical thinking skills. For example, jigsaw puzzles or logic puzzles can challenge students to think creativity and work collaboratively. Now, another activity that is on hands-on experiment. Hands-on experiment can help students to learn the science concept that is in a fun way and that is very interactive way. For example, a simple experiment like making a volcano with a baking soda and vinegar. This, I think most of the teachers or most of the students, they have done in their classrooms. What we can do, we can give a simple experiment, that is volcano experiment, with the help of baking soda and vinegar. So this can help the students to learn about the chemical reactions. Next activity, that is role play activities. So role play activities can help the students learn about the social and emotional skills. For example, students can role play different scenarios to learn about conflict resolution or empathy. So as a teacher, we can give them various role plays in the classroom. One more very famous, what we can say, their favorite activity, students' favorite activity, that is art and music activity. So art and music activities can help students to express themselves creativity while also learning new skills. For example, painting, drawing, or they can sing a song also. And these skills, motor skills, when the students will play the music, what we can observe, they can improve their motor skills and they can enhance their creativity. We can take to our students for the field trip also. Field trips can provide students with hands-on experiences that can enhance their learning. For example, visiting a museum or visiting a historical site. This is going to help the students to learn about their history and culture. So these are the few activities I think as a teacher we have to take in the classroom. So joyful learning, we can, while teaching a joyful learning, we can use kitchen as a resource for joyful learning. How this kitchen can become a resource joyful learning, that we will see. That someone is rightly said, the kitchen is a laboratory and everything that happens there has to do with the science. And all we have observed during the pandemic, when students were not going to the school, they were at home. So as a science teacher, as a social studies teacher, what we have done, we have taken few science experiment in the kitchen. Here we have told the children to use the kitchen material. It may be a physics, it may be a bio, it may be a chemistry, and also history and art, mathematics, economics too. So this all seems true that when we see the components of our kitchens, when we see the spices we test, the weighting scales we use, the flame of the gas stove that burns in different colors, the firewood we use in traditional kitchens, the different types of fuels we use in the kitchen, all will prove that the kitchen is a laboratory, both the letter and spirit. Now, here we are going to see few games, how it is going to be helpful in the joyful learning. So I'm going to share you few games which you can take in your classrooms to make a joyful learning. First one is the Rally Robin. First name of the game is Rally Robin. So Rally Robin means what? In this strategy, facilitator or as a teacher, what will she do? She will give such kinds of questions of learners which have several answers. Learners will be divided into groups and write their answers, and then one by one, each answer will be discussed by the facilitator in the class. Next one, that is concentric circle. So as a teacher, what we can do, learners will form a concentric circle. Here you can see the picture. Here, what we can do, we can take them outside the classroom. So learners will form a concentric circle by facing each other. Facilitator or as a teacher will give them a questions on the outer circle and she will discuss. So here, the students standing on the outer circle, what they will do, they have to move right side or left as per the teacher's instructions. And resulting in changing of partner, teacher will give them new questions to discuss with their new partner. So this is going to be rotate like a concentric circle. Third one, very interesting game, that is crack the code. So in this activity, what we can do, this activity we can take in a various forms. So as a teacher, we can make some codes for the children, and believe me, students, they will like this activity because they wanted to crack the code. So some codes for the children to decode and get the message of the teacher. So later, children can also make their own codes to give information to each other. Here I have given you one example. Two numbers are correct but wrongly placed. So we can give the students, and we have to inform to the students, crack the code. Next activity, that is hot seat. So in this activity, this is a very fun activity, and students, all the students, they want to participate in this activity. So in this activity, the learners will choose them as a character, and they will answer the questions as that character. For example, here, if child chooses to be a vegetable, then they will tell about the qualities of the vegetable, benefits of the vegetable, which people get from them. And this hot seat activity will help the children to learn about each vegetable, their uniqueness and benefits of the vegetable. Now we'll move to the next activity, that is DRTA. DRTA means direct reading teaching activity. Sorry, direct reading thinking activity. So it is one type of comprehensive activity. English teacher or language teacher, they can use this activity in their classrooms. So this DRTA activity, in which teacher will read a text and ask children to make a question and do predictions. students will read further to see if the predictions are correct or not. So this activity can be done in groups, on individual basis also, or in whole classroom. It's depending on the topic and teacher. One more very important, that is visual art. We can tell to the students to make this visual art activity like tissue paper, or they can use coffee filter art activity. They can use various visual art methods. So before concluding this joyful session, I would like to say one famous quote: what we learn with joy, we never forget. So same thing, it happens with our children also. If they are joyful in the classroom, they will engage themselves, they will involve themselves, will never forget their lessons or their concepts. So thank you all the viewers, and thank you IIU and Piyush Pandit sir for giving me this opportunity. And I hope as an educator or a teacher, you are going to implement this, whatever the activities I have suggested you. Have a good day. Thank you.